Hi friends, before we get started with the video, I just want to talk to you about my cousin Genevieve's GoFundMe page so that she can pursue a career in circus college, basically. Her aerial acrobatics is something she really wants to do. She's going to college for it, and she just needs some additional funds to help her get the supplies that she desperately needs. You can't do trapeze acrobatics without the trapeze, you know? So, yeah, if you could just check out her GoFundMe page, you know, check out GoFundMe.com/Skittles Circus. And it's Skittles Circus School Fund. You can't miss it. Alright, thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, I'm JimClassic, and you are watching Geekin It. Over this past weekend, or a couple of days before the weekend, I finally got around to seeing Ready Player One. And then I saw Solo, a Star Wars story, on Friday, you know, the May 25th. So, you know, just a little special occasion, I guess. I don't know. I mean, recently it was my birthday, so, you know, another year older, all that jazz. And, you know, saw a couple of fun movies. I feel like, you know, just a little spruce things up a little bit, make me look a little bit snazzier than how I normally look, instead of like some, you know, basement dweller. Well, I'm not in a basement obviously, but you know what I mean. You know, I'm just, you know, looking a little class up, JimClassic a little bit, okay? Like this is classy. Ready Player One. Ready Player One is a movie which I, very late in eventually getting around to watching. It took me almost a month to get to it. I mean, actually, I don't even know when it premiered. Give me a second. So, Ready Player One premiered on March 11th, and I eventually got around to seeing it on May 23rd. So, it definitely took a couple of, you know, it definitely took a while for me to actually get out to the theaters and watch it. And I have to say, I did a great job avoiding just about any and all spoilers. So I really did not know what I was walking into when I bought my ticket. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised with what I saw. Again, I didn't really know what the movie was going to be about other than video games and a lot of pop culture references. I mean, as a person who enjoys a good crossover, you know, that was an irresistible, just an irresistible thing, an irresistible combination, you know, for me. And you know, it was a fun movie. I'm not going to go into like in depth. I'm just, you know, I'm saying I liked it. You know, I was there was definitely a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory kind of vibe to the whole film, you know, with holidays, Easter eggs, and the contest to become essentially the legal owner of the Oasis. And, you know, it was good. It was a good, fun movie. I mean, of course, being a Back to the Future fan, I loved seeing the DeLorean. What was our guy's name? Parzival? Parzival. His handle was Parzival. His real name was like Wade. Yeah, Wade Watt. So it was always fun seeing the DeLorean, and I thought I got a real kick when I saw the Knight Rider light bar going over the front of it. You know, the Akira bike, Artemis. I think our female lead was Artemis, and then there was H, and I don't remember the other two characters' names, but you know, it was just fun seeing like the Iron Giant. I saw Chun-Li, I saw Freddy Krueger, you know, I mean, it's 100,000 things. But when it came to the pop culture thing, definitely sensory overload. Definitely sensory overload. I didn't even recognize some of that stuff, but it was just a fun movie. It had that old 80s Spielberg charm to it. I loved the soundtrack. You know, it was just a fun movie, and I'm definitely gonna get, you know, the DVD when it comes out. Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, you know. It was good. And that's, I guess that's really all I want to say about that. You know, I just had a lot of fun watching that movie. And I'm just sorry it took me so long to get around to watching it. Anyway, let's get to the meat of this. You know, Solo, a Star Wars story. The highly anticipated, sort of anticipated, moderately anticipated new chapter in the Star Wars franchise. And it was okay. I mean, I had given my, not my thoughts and opinions, but I had stated my apprehension a few videos ago, how I feel like I'm you know, I feel like there's too much Star Wars going on at once, and you know, The Last Jedi did kind of leave me a bit drained. I mean, I know I said great things about it before, and then after the next couple of viewings after that, like, my opinion started to go down a bit about the movie, and yeah, Solo was an okay movie. It was a heist movie, you know, I'm putting a team together, we're going to commit a crime, we're all getting a big payoff, and it was, I guess my first thing, and this is going to be a complaint, I want to see consistency in the opening introduction of the movie. I want consistency. You know, with the mainline trilogy, we have Star Wars, the episode, the subtitle, opening crawl, you know, and that is the format for the mainline trilogy. Rogue One changed things up. It was just like, Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and then I think that was it. There was no opening crawl. I think it was just literally, you know, the title screen, space, ship, flying, you know. And this Star Wars movie started off with, like, a little backstory. Corellia is a mining planet, or an infrastructure planet, building stuff for the Empire, and crime, and, you know, kind of like an Oliver Twist scenario with, you know, crime bosses recruiting children. And then you see, like, a not so young Han Solo. He's supposed to be like a teenager or something. I don't know. Clearly still Alden Ehrenreich. It would have been nice to see, like, maybe a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old Han Solo play that role, like they did with Jyn Erso in Rogue One. But, you know, you see him driving his a flying book, essentially, and getting away from these guys, and then all of a sudden, Solo, a Star Wars story, and then it's like, I would have just liked if they had done with what they did with Rogue One. Solo, a Star Wars story, space, thing flying to planet. And then we have 15-year-old Han Solo flying his book, or whatever it was. But they didn't do that. So, consistency. I would love consistency. Okay? Okay, that irked me. That being said, let's move on. It was a heist movie. Again, you know, we see Han Solo growing up on the streets of Corellia, and we see him try and leave that life with his love interest, Kyros? The chick. I don't know what her name is. And, you know, we see a little bit of life and what is like on Corellia for a hot minute. You know, 3 years later, Han is on, like, he's an Imperial stormtrooper. He's washed out of the Imperial flight school. He notices a bunch of crooks. Like, he you know, him being raised by crooks, knows other crooks when he sees them, and they're trying to pull one over on the Empire. He wants in. He gets in trouble. He meets Chewbacca, you know, and then they, you know, then they all meet up and they all take off, and, you know, the heist begins, and then it just leads on to other stuff. And it was okay, you know. I did. How am I going with this? The stuff involving Han Solo and Chewbacca, the interactions between those two, were good. Because Han Solo and Chewbacca, they kind of go back and forth. Like, Han will say something, Chewie will go, and Han will go, well, what do you know, or something. And, yeah, okay, that's always kind of fun stuff. Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich by himself, I could not, I could not accept him. I'm sorry. I don't know if that makes me like some kind of a toxic fanboy or something, but it's just my suspension of disbelief it just didn't work for me with Alden Ehrenreich. And like I said, his interactions with Chewbacca, I definitely got the vibe of Han Solo and Chewbacca. But just him by himself, it wasn't Han Solo. It was just some guy. He didn't even look like Han Solo. I think that's the thing that just the most for me. I just didn't buy it. Chewbacca is always fun. I mean, it's almost fucking impossible to screw up Chewbacca. Okay, tall guy, furry, life-size Muppet, growls, could throw people around. You know, kind of fun and charming in his own way. Just whatever it is. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. But hopefully you know what I'm trying to say here. Just with Chewbacca's mannerisms, his growling, it's almost impossible to screw up Chewbacca. And I don't think they did here. I think they did okay with Chewbacca. Lando, Donald Glover, right? Yeah, Donald Glover. You know what? I thought he made a good Lando. I thought they did Lando well. He was definitely came off as a pretty smooth operator, a pretty smooth mofo. Donald Glover's Lando was good. There was this whole controversy going on about a week ago about Donald. Lando Calrissian is pansexual. He'll just pretty much screw anything that is alive, or apparently in regards to his droid isn't alive, and that definitely sparked some controversy because I never got that vibe from Han Solo. I mean, he was always struck me as a ladies' man, especially in The Empire Strikes Back. He only has eyes for Leia, and that's the only thing he's only person he's got the hot for. But so I just never got the vibe that Lando was pansexual, and I really don't care if they put a pansexual person in a Star Wars movie. I would just prefer if they created their own original character and did that with. Just create your own original character. With luck and skill, that character could become its own iconic person in time. And, you go from there. You make him do whatever you want. Like, Lando is a classic character. Han Solo is a classic character. I don't think they were actively trying to create a classic character, but the characters are just that good. They're that memorable. They have good lines, they have good screen presence. You create a character with good screen presence, good lines, and if they stick into the audience's memory, you could make them sleep with whoever you want. If you create your own original character and do that. Take Captain Jack Harkness from the Doctor Who series. He was a new, 10 years ago. He was a new character, and this guy effed everything that moved. But they made Jack Harkness a good character, and you start with that. You start with making him good. You make the fans love him. You can do whatever the hell you want with him after that, Anyway, I'm getting off my high horse about, Lando Calrissian and, and that whole business. But, the droid. Oh, the droid. L337, or LEET. Yeah, it's a little internet thing. Sort of, not, but L337. The astromech droid, which kind of retrofitted itself into a protocol droid. Yeah, the droid was annoying. I mean, I don't mind having a sassy droid. I don't mind that. You know, like C-3PO is kind of, you know, just stuffy. K2SO was kind of a smartass. R2D2 is spunky. BB-8 is cute. L337 was kind of irritating. I don't want to jump into too many politics. I really, really don't. But there has been a Star Wars backlash going on pretty much since... I guess you could say since Disney bought Star Wars and started decanonizing the novels and turning it onto the expanded universe. I think that was the start of this fan revolt, I guess. And, you know, The Force Awakens, I love The Force Awakens. I thought it was a good movie. It was a fun Star Wars movie. There are things about it which I didn't agree with, but I was willing to ride it through and keep on going. Rogue One, I loved Rogue One, actually. Rogue One is probably my favorite out of the new Disney canon. Loved it. It had some flaws, sure, but I still love that movie. It definitely gave me that classic Star Wars vibe. The Last Jedi... I feel like it's wearing me down. They made too many wrong turns at the same time, and just it's the best out of the worst movies. You know, it's still better than Attack of the Clones, might be better than The Phantom Menace, but you know, it's no. But Solo, A Star Wars Story, there has been some backlash because of the politics that go on with The Last Jedi, the politics behind the scenes with the directors, with Kathleen Kennedy, the vice president. I think Kathleen Kennedy is the president of LucasArts. I don't remember now. She's either the president or the vice president. Either way, she's up there near the top of Lucasfilm, doing making a lot of calls, making a lot of decisions that cascade down. And there's actually this one theory that L337 might be making fun of Kathleen Kennedy and the whole social justice warrior movement, which is trying to infiltrate and corrupt Star Wars. And I say corrupt. That is a word which I believe that many SJWs are trying to do, because they are a toxic and nasty bunch. Some of them can. Let's put it this way: some of them can be toxic and negative people, and those are the ones that are, unfortunately, the ones that are kind of in power. They are the privileged. They are the ones that are trying to ruin it for everyone else because they themselves don't like to see other people happy. I don't know. There's a million reasons, okay? And I don't want to. I do not want to get on the soapbox right now. I really have no intention of going on any extended soapbox, but let's just put it this way. There's a lot of negative politics going on behind the scenes of Lucasfilm that the fans don't agree with. Some of the fans are trying to fight back, and, you know, L337 might be part of that, because the movie was under the direction of Lord and Miller. I don't remember their first name. That is no Lord and Miller. They're the guys that directed the Lego Batman movie. Or was it the Lego movie? I think it was the Lego movie. They did 21 Jump Street, I think 21 Jump Street, and the 22 Jump Street movies. They were the guys that did like 80% of the Han Solo movie, and then Kathleen Kennedy fired them. They brought in Ron Howard. Ron Howard made corrections, made changes, reshot, you know, half the movie, and he's the one getting directorial credit. So... And I got nothing against Ron Howard. Like I said, I thought the movie was okay. You know, I didn't think it was a complete garbage fire. I did enjoy it. But there is a fan backlash. And that fan backlash, you know, that might have been Lord and Miller's way of making fun of people like Kathleen Kennedy in the sense of that droid. Because that droid is very annoying. She's all about droids' rights. And it's not the fact that she wants droids' rights that's annoying. It's the fact that that's almost every other fucking word that comes out of her processor, her vocal processor. That's all. Like, I mean, there's one point that Lando's just kind of like, oh, can you do me a favor or something? And she's like, what? You're gonna give me droids rights? And like Lando just kind of rolls his eyes. And that's how some of these people, you need to treat some of them. They say these things, they don't let down, they double down, and you just have to roll your eyes and just try to ignore them. And I think was kind of a joke, or maybe a kind of a little dodge, little I don't know what this is. Just kind of a little making fun of her a little bit, and they left it in the movie. Maybe they didn't realize it. Maybe it didn't occur to them, but the droid was just very annoying. She definitely mirrored some of that toxic behavior, which is kind of going. If you go on Twitter, you're going to see lots of stuff like that. Lots of toxic and nasty people. Now, I don't think the droid was toxic and nasty. She was just irritating. Ultimately, I guess she was an okay person. Just every once in a while, just shut up, please. So wasn't a big fan of her. Just too much irritation. Woody Harrelson, he was kind of fun. He made a fun mentor. Deckard Cain. I don't remember his name. Give me 1 second. So Woody Harrelson played this roguish, not roguish, that's not the word I'm looking for. He played this experienced criminal, Tobias Beckett. And he played the mentor for the young Han Solo. And I did like him. Not only was he kind of a sympathetic, he was kind of a sympathetic villain in some cases. He was a sympathetic character. He was a very human character. He was just part of this crime life, part of this roguish, life, and he was neither good nor evil. He was selfish. He was doing his own thing. Not only was he a mentor to Han Solo, but he became an enemy to Han Solo at one point. And not to really ruin anything, but that's the kind of criminal. That's the kind of character that some of these criminal characters are, and that's how it works in real life in some cases, And I thought they did a good job. I like Tobias Beckett. Kyra is the lifelong friend of Han Solo, the love interest. That's what her name was. I knew it was like I was saying Kronos or something like that earlier, but Kyra. I thought she was okay as Han's love interest. She was part of that Oliver Twist childhood crime syndicate in the beginning of the movie. By the time Han runs into her again, she's actually part of a bigger organization called Crimson Sun. Crimson Sun. Yeah, I think it's called Crimson. There's Black Sun, there's Crimson Sun, I think. But, part of this bigger organization. And, it was a fun dynamic. Just throwing that in there real quick. Gosh, who else? I guess that's kind of it for that. Seeing we eventually get to the Millennium Falcon. We eventually get to the Millennium Falcon. We see our reimagined version of the ship, and I have to say, there's one line that Lando said, "Oh, well, I've customized her a little bit. I added an escape pod. I did this. I did that," and that told me that this version of the Falcon might not be the factory version. As I said in my review of this toy, we didn't know what it was. We didn't know if this is the factory version. We don't know if this is a customized version. According to Lando, he did make customizations to this. So we don't know. We still don't know what a factory version of a YT-1300 freighter is going to be, or what it really looks like. But the transition from this to this becomes quite evident during the movie, and it was acceptable. It was perfectly cool. I liked it. Any scene which had the Millennium Falcon in it is always fun. We definitely got to see how Han's first true love started off. So, always fun to see the Millennium Falcon. It was good. I love the Kessel Run. They kind of cleared that up. It was kind of interesting how you didn't really see a lot of the Galactic Empire in this movie. Yes, you saw a few officers and stormtroopers and stuff on Corellia. You know, there was a scene where Han Solo is on a planet called Mimban. He's a Imperial recruit or whatever at that point, and you know, you see stormtroopers, you see the Empire, you see how they can be, you know. But then once the whole criminal heist thing kicks off, once Han meets up with the criminals and he meets up with the overlords and the Duke Kessel, you don't see that much of the Empire. You start going downward into that criminal, you know, subculture, you know, that's going on. And I liked that. I liked how the Empire isn't always everywhere and in your face and always the bad guy. In fact, there's only one Star Destroyer I saw in the whole movie. I mean, you did see Star Destroyers being built, but there's only one actual functioning Star Destroyer that I saw in the movie. I'm not going to tell you where. I don't want to spoil anything, but you know, hold on. Actually, I just came to a realization. There is only one Star Destroyer you actually see in the movie, and it is not this Imperial Arrestor Cruiser that I had also done a review of a while back. I don't remember seeing this ship at all in the movie, which is a shame because I actually, you know, I assumed it's here. It might play a part, but yeah, if anyone knows where this ship was in the Solo movie, please let me know, because I mean, I'll find out in like 5 months or whatever when I buy the DVD, or 3 months or whatever, but I don't remember seeing this at all. And the fact that they made a small toy of it for the Hot Wheels collection, it just occurred to me that I never saw this once in the movie, unless it was like flying in low atmosphere on the Mimban planet. Mimban planet. I don't know. Unless it was flying in low orbit. Not that you could tell what was going on in that scene, like at all. But regardless, I don't remember seeing this at all. And that's kind of disappointing because I was really curious as to what this ship was all about. I'm very disappointed now. Anyway, speaking of Mimban and not being able to see a damn thing, I think that actually bothered me more than anything else, that the movie was dark. And I don't mean dark as in gritty and realistic and, real life drama. No, it was dark as in I couldn't see a damn thing sometimes. Like imagine a well-lit room or a well-lit, outdoor exterior shot where the sun is out or it's diffused lighting, but there's light. There's plenty of light to go around, and every character and every action shot is like walking around like it's the dead of night. And I'm like, what the hell? Who was the lighting director of this movie? Like, what did Ron Howard just be like, oh, did he just hire alcoholics to set up the lighting system and didn't catch it in editing? Like every action shot, like when they were in the mines of Kessel or whatever, like it's just dark and blurry. I didn't know what was going on in some occasion. And then there were scenes where the room is brightly lit and the characters are still fucking dark. That kind of pissed me off. I'm just watching the movie. I'm just like, is it the projector? Is it the movie? I don't know which. And I've heard a few people. Some people said, "Oh yeah, the lighting was fine," and some people, on Twitter, it's like, it was dark. They're complaining it was dark. I'm just like, what the effing hell? I don't know why I just censored myself now. I think I've dropped like 3 F-bombs already. But that really, really got on my nerves. To barely be able to watch the movie. So that, yeah, I don't know where that problem lays, but I don't know. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything. There is a little bit of a cameo towards the end of the movie. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little giddy. I was like, oh my god. Like, I recognized, I had a guess. I had a guess. I heard something on Twitter or something online saying, "Oh, the cameo is not what you would expect," and I actually guessed it right. And then I heard the voice. I'm like, I know that voice because I'm good with voices. And then they showed the cameo. I'm just like, oh wow, that's pretty awesome. Like that was an awesome little cameo. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm sure people have. Actually, no, I don't think people have seen it yet because this is the first Star Wars movie that I have been to where there were plenty of seats in the theater. Like, there were. I didn't have to buy my ticket in advance. There wasn't a line I was waiting on. I bought my ticket. I hung around for a few minutes outside. Checked out the cool display, and I just walk in. I'm like, wow, there's like 50, 100 seats that are still just effing empty. And that goes back to my earlier thing was, with the fans kind of trying to counter a lot of the things that they don't agree with in current Star Wars. No one, it was a half-filled theater. It really was. And, they were, Lucasfilm came out a couple of days ago saying, oh, we're hoping to make like $300 million. It's Memorial Day weekend. And that's like, oh, well, we might make like $115 million this opening weekend. And now they came out like, we might make like $105 million this weekend. This movie's going to crash and burn. And I don't think the movie is bad. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's got some flaws. It's a very mediocre movie. It's okay. It's okay. As I said before, Alden Ehrenreich did not sell me on Han Solo. He just didn't. And I thought everything else about the movie was serviceable, with the exception of the lead actor, the lead character. And I think a lot of that is showing through the box office numbers. I mean, I don't know what it is currently right now, but I mean, like, this movie might only make like $105 million this weekend, and this is a holiday weekend. This is like a 3-day weekend, and this is probably gonna be the first Star Wars flop. I don't know if there's going to be a message that's going to... I don't know if there's going to be a message that the fans are really delivering to Lucasfilm, or if they'll get the message, or they'll react to the message, or they'll double down on the message, but I think to me, this is a bit of a message. This is a message that I think Lucasfilm needs to listen to the fans a little bit. And I'm not saying 100% they have to listen to everything that the fans want and always give the fans what they want, but I think they need to give a little bit back to the fans and not just do solely what they want to do. I do understand that under Disney, this is a new person's vision, but if the majority or half, or even half, if half or a majority of the fans are disagreeing with it, then I think there is something fundamentally wrong with this new vision. And there should be some adjustments made to this new vision if the fandom is striking back, I guess you could say. But we'll see. I mean, the movie has just come out just a couple of days ago, all right? It's still in the theaters. It will be in the theaters for at least till, mid-June or the end of June or early, July or whatever. It's still going to be in the theaters. It's still going to make money. I don't hate this movie. This movie was okay. I just didn't fully buy into it. That's all. That's it. I think that's all I really wanted to say about that. See for yourself. Judge for yourself. Go see Solo: A Star Wars Story. I would recommend also go see Ready Player One, but I'm pretty sure I was the last person on the goddamn planet to actually watch the movie. So wait till it comes out in DVD and buy Ready Player One on DVD. Anyway, I think that's it. Yeah. I'm JimClassic, and you've been watching Geekin.